Hello and welcome to Aurei Plays Factorio Seablock, episode 598, and this is gonna be the final one. So what I wanted to do while we wait for our final research to pop. Oops, that's not what I wanted to pop out. Yeah, there we go. I want to just take a look at where it all started and how we grew. So uh, for those who don't know, Seablock is a mod pack that uh, starts you on a small island and you build up and out, and everything is made out of nothing. Where nothing is, in the end, I guess, mostly water and air. Um, so initially we start up here. So this actually, I think these washing plants have never been moved. Like this has been one of my, maybe this one because there's a valve in here. But other than that, like this pump, I'm pretty sure we placed at the beginning and has never been moved. So you pump up mud water and regular water and you process that to get mud, which you turn into landfill, which is how we got our first start. Um, so landfill we used to build out, and then we moved into our first power plant. So we did that, I think, first with algae, right, and turned those into fiber and wood pellets and coal blocks, and then we moved into this. I think in the way I played it, I kind of skipped over the next power phase, which is oil. Like we did a little bit of that, but it could have been done a lot better. We went straight into solar panels, which we'll get to in a bit. But for now, like this is kind of part of the old base. There used to be steam engines here, which actually used to be. No, I think they used to be like up here. Um, they used to be our backup power, but I cut them because we really used the charcoal better in other scenarios. So that's something that I destroyed for that reason. And then we have this. This is Slag Production, and I think this might also have been. Yeah, I think this is stone pipe. Yeah, so that this is also probably not been moved since the beginning. Maybe a little bit, but mostly we get water into uh, oxygen, hydrogen, and slag is the thing that we then process to get uh, production. Um, Slag can be replaced by geodes, which I didn't use heavily. Like we did this a little bit, and at some point I added some geode production for other reasons than raw materials. But I think you could be a little bit more efficient if you did this, but it depends on where you're at. Um, at some stage, this is a lot more power efficient, but once you get modules, I think slag is better again because you can module it in a more efficient way. Um, then over here we have a little bit of our sulfur loop, which kind of demonstrates what's going on there. So you need some sulfur. You turn that into into sulfur dioxide gas, which you turn into sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid is real important to get slag slurry, which is the thing you can turn into ores after filtering it. So that's what we see here. We filter the slag slurry, turn it into mineral sludge, uh, and that goes into ores. So this is also a part that's been there from basically the beginning. Um, we used to have a smeltery here, I think. Yeah, so we used to cast this into ores and then smelt it, or at least separate it. We, I think, kind of quickly moved that over here. So at some point we had a bus going up here, which I removed for UPS reasons, and we did a little bit of smelting, and we just put that onto the bus. It might have been here actually, now that I think about it. But at some point we realized that the casting of the ores, like the mineral sludge into the ores, was just taking too much space, and you need to do all kinds of processing on that. So we moved that onto its own bus. So we have that going over here. Here we crush the ores into the crushed variants, um, and this is where we actually cast the mineral sludge into the ores. Part of the sludge is just brought in by pipes, but the way I chose to scale this is by using bots to just bring in the sludge in barrels, which is working okay. I guess it's good enough. It's killing your UPS. That's the one thing that I sort of didn't see coming and really bit me in the ass. So UPS wise, it's not a recommendation. If you want to do something that's a little bit more efficient on that front, you want to build modules which make these ores, I think. So part of our issue is that the slag production and turning it into slag slurry, we actually chose to expand on that over here. So I've built a set of machines that scale vertically, in the sense that at some point I just wanted to copy paste this, and you can see this, I did this. So up here we basically copy pasted this all the way to over here. So these I haven't even started, but these ones are just functional and they're doing totally fine. Advantage of this is that if you do this in a smart way, you can just copy and paste from the map, and you don't need to even go there. Except for these guys, you do need to kickstart the machine. So what I would do is I would just put down a little bit of landfill, just copy paste this. The roboports would come in and we could do a little bit more landfill. But because I could do it all from the map, it wouldn't take that much time, and it would be totally okay in that sense. The disadvantage of scaling vertically is that it's kind of hard to massively upgrade, and I didn't know I wanted to until I did. So at some point we changed over these efficiency modules, the green ones, into speed modules. We upgraded the machines, and I just sort of did that manually for all of these because we really needed to upgrade the machines. Normally you'd build more, but again we have the UPS issue, so we needed to constrain ourselves with respect to the number of machines we put down. Okay, so that's slag production. So this, in the end, like, we have these units which just produce slag and immediately convert it into slag slurry. It needs sulfuric acid, that's one thing. So we built these small units to make some extra sulfuric acid from sulfur. We have plenty of oxygen here, which is great, so that works nicely. And then there's the other issue, which is that this leads to some extra mineralized water, but we can just crystallize that into 2 different kinds of ores. So that's actually really nice. Then, what did we do? I guess we built a bunch of... So we have the same setup basically for filtering slag slurry into mineral sludge. So we have the same idea, also sort of vertically scalable, copy pasted a bunch. Here we sometimes have some extra sulfuric wastewater, so we have these units to get rid of that, and again some mineralized water, but otherwise it's the same kind of thing. Then, so initially the way you get your sulfur is through one of these guys. So here we get some hydrogen sulfide, and you eat that and you convert it into sulfur with this recipe. It's not scalable late game, so you have this weird ass thing, which is that you filter water into sulfuric wastewater by, I guess, I think cleaning those filters or something. That's so you put lime into these guys, you get some acid gas, which can also be used to get sulfur, and you get sulfuric wastewater, which you can filter to get more sulfur. So basically this structure is the only late game thing that's sulfur positive, that's scalable. So this is basically, we did the same thing here, so we copy pasted this just until infinity, and we kickstarted, actually not all of it, but a lot of it. I guess this is stuck for some other reason. Oh yeah, the filters are completely full. That's weird. Maybe we have some fluid issues here or something? I don't know. In any case, that's the other scalable thing. Then we have the old smelting area. So this is where we have basically these guys, right? So we crystallize this. Then we move this into chunks. The chunks, we go on belts here, at least we used to. Oh, this is backlogged. That's not good. I do need to fix that. That might be problematic. Like it could shut down the entire factory. So let's just make sure we do that before doing anything else. Let's make a warehouse. Or actually, yeah, no, I don't want to trigger the bot. So we're gonna do just a passive provider warehouse. And we're just gonna need to move these guys in. There we go. And if we have the warehouse, we can empty this out and then we should be okay. Yeah, I guess this is gonna... Actually, I think it will be fine because it's not shutting down most of the machines, but still, it could be kind of problematic. So I do want to get this in here. Anyway, so we have all these ores, and in the end, we combine them to get the actual ores that we are used to and that we can smelt. So basically, this whole setup more or less only leads to ores. So we have the BOPS ores, which are processed eventually into purified crystals up here. Those are sorted into multiple different ones, which is kind of efficient, and if you can run it, then it's kind of nice. But if you can't, then that's also totally okay. Let's see. So what we did with that respect, let's just get the warehouse. This guy, where is it? There we go. So that's gonna... It should at least free up a little bit of space. There we go. Okay. So that means that we had a setup where we use like 2 of these machines for the different kind of ores. They're gonna backlog if we have too much of one of them, and then we're gonna be like it's gonna be fine because we can specifically craft the other ores with other recipes which are slightly less efficient. But I guess like some lesser used ores like zinc, we get all of that from this sorting, and then some of the others we need to craft some extra, which is kind of efficient. You don't get any waste ores, so I'm really happy about it. It looks like we're moving a lot on belts here, which I think we are actually. We're using the belts here really to put less pressure on the bots. But if we can, we're just like most of this is actually done by bots. It looks like it's a lot of belt, but this is the lowest tier belt, and as you see, it was actually kind of empty because we messed some stuff up on this end. So yeah, this is really something that needs a little bit before it's gonna turn back on. But for now, like this is fine, which is the important part, and the other stuff, like it's all these guys, which we don't really mind. Okay, so that we smelted. So smelting we're currently doing with like units like this. So just blocks which request the ores and then output the ingots. We have them for several kinds of ores. Manganese over here, some copper, some gold. So we get these ingots and then we turn those into coils. So that's basically all the way up here. So we have these units. At some point I standardized on this build. You need coolant for this, and you get used coolant out for the most efficient recipe. So every now and then we have a cooling setup that replenishes this fluid. So the way it is, so the fluid wise, like in this setup you get 100% back, but in this setup a little bit gets lost. So we need to make some extra coolant, but that's done on the other end of the base. And these guys just make the coils, and coils can go into plates. And that's done in our Robogrid. So I guess we have a lot of random... Actually, no. Most of the things that we're doing should be one of these. Like, there's some random stuff that's up here, like glass and like some random plates. But most of this should be ingots, right? So we have some ingots here. This is glass, silicon ingots, iron ingots. We have some paper up here, but these are just really big production blocks of various kinds. So that's just another whole other ball of wax. So the final bit, in some sense, is the Robogrid. So here we uncoil our coils into plates, and those plates are used for various recipes, and mostly this is making science. So mostly everything here is meant to make these sciences which go into the labs. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, basically everything here is meant to make these sciences, and that's the whole shebang. So yeah, so we have some final things up here actually. A ton of fluids are being made in this area. So like, basically all the oil stuff, chlorine and hydrogen, which is actually processed into rocket fuel up here, because we have a lot of throughput issues on these pipes. And then here we have a lot of sort of the alien stuff. So here we have alien biters being farmed. We make those into crystals. Same for these guys. And then we have a lot of aquaria to make that happen. So these go into meat, and meat goes into these guys. So yeah, basically the whole base has been bot based, which I liked. There's only one issue, and the issue is that UPS is just... it's gone to hell. It's like 20 now, which is... yeah, I'm happy it hasn't dipped below that. Like, at some point it did used to look like it was really going to. So yeah, that's gonna be the end. So we're almost at the point where we've got this going. Yeah, we're at 98%. We're gonna need probably one more launch, maybe two, and then we're ready to shoot off the final rocket. So let's prepare some stuff. We're gonna need an assembler, we're gonna need to power that, and we can hopefully set the recipe. So the end game of Seablock is actually this bit, SpaceX, which is not to be confused with space exploration. Basically, you research a ton of stuff, and you build things, and you shoot them into space with a rocket. So actually, we're gonna need another rocket still, in any case. But if we have enough space science, we're gonna have to maybe cut this. That's actually... no, we don't want to shoot something random into space, so maybe we just wait a second. And yeah, I mean, let's maybe just we'll convert you in a regular chest, and we'll just move over the satellite for a second, and then if we need another one, we'll do that by hand. Yeah, so we might need another one, but we're gonna find out. Space science is gonna be consumed, and we're gonna launch the FTL drive. So that's the final part, which takes these researchers, which take 200k of a bunch of sciences. So We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these with red in them. So we in total need to have produced at least like 1.4 million red science. I think they're called, let me check, Sacre. Yeah, so over the whole game, 1.4 million. So yeah, and it's kind of funny to see how, yeah, for most of the game that was like really short, and at some point we just went whoops and let's go. So that's yeah, and we actually managed to we went into the right ballpark for the size. Like we could have gone a little smaller, and there we are. We've done the research. Let's build an FTL drive. So we need so these I'm gonna convert into normal chests. I'm just gonna put some stuff away. Can we do that? We don't need you guys. This is fine. This is fine. And let's just put some random stuff away. There we go. That should be better, I think. Just turn off personal logistics for a second. Okay, we're gonna get you guys speed modules. Do we not? We need to put in all, right? Yeah, there we go. Then you guys. There we go. You guys. Yes, excellent. We have these guys. Is that gonna be enough? I hope so. We've got the rocket prepared. Nice. Now we need you guys. Please don't let this recipe take a long ass time to build. No, that's gonna be totally fine. So we're actually ready to launch our final rocket. The tech is there. The rocket is there. And we're just, yeah, we moved the satellite out of the way. So yeah, this is it. It's launched, and let's see. Animation is slow as hell because we're still at half speed. There we go. That was the FTL drive. So when's it count? There we go. Interstellar spaceship launched. Congratulations. After multiple months, say that, and multiple launches, you have finally completed your final goal. Building the rocket that will get you off this rock, because clearly no one else was going to rescue you. You didn't crash the ship in the first place, right? That was Bob, your trusty construction robot. He was the one flying the last ship. Him and his trusty AI that you programmed. It was his fault. Well, he didn't make it through the first crash, so now it's completely up to you. You were paying attention during your training of how to fly a large tin can, right? Good luck, engineer. Do you want another interstellar rocket or end the game? Can I save? Yeah, I wanna save. That's what I want. Can we do that? Yeah, there we go. Save game. And then I want the end. There we go. A bunch of worms killed. A bunch of trees killed. A bunch of warehouses killed. And some random other stuff. Nice. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Especially if you've watched the whole way through, which I don't know if you have, but otherwise, yeah. Let's see. I'm probably gonna play something else, but we'll see what. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you around. Bye bye. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps people like you find it too. Thanks!